I feel like the story always sounds like it's activists versus, the fossil fuel workers, not the execs, like the people on the ground. And there's so many times where it is like, at least in my view, I'm like, we want to help you. Like, we're not trying to take away your job because we don't want you to have a job. Like, we don't want you to get sick. We don't want people in the communities around you to get sick. Like, we want everybody to be healthy and happy and have a good life. And so I'm just like so interested how, you got these people in this fossil fuel industry to open up to you, and how that happened, and maybe if that was tough to start those conversations, or if it really seemed like they were, so fed up with what happened, they're like, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, that took a, for one, that starts with the way I go about my journalism. I might believe certain things about the world, about what's happening scientifically with the climate, but I am not really trying to be opinionated. I am trying to lay out this particular story and cover all parts of it. Um, and I am not and I'm trying, as we've laid out in the talk, to really be as much a part of the community and in people's day-to-day existence as I can be, and as little of an outsider as I can be. And and I am also really trying to get under the lid of this industry. And this is going to sound a little bit callous, but once you really understand how the oil and gas industry operates, you realize that that discounting their workers is really part of the economic model. Whether they've laid that out on paper formally or not, that is how they can continue to make great profits. Is by keeping them uninformed and also promoting this very macho sort of, the person who wants a union is, is a loser. And that's like not something we do. We don't unionize, we don't complain. We go into the tank and we don't wear the mask. And we don't, complain when we come out like coughing up blood. Like that is how the industry promotes that macho cowboy attitude. And this is where you get beyond, just oil and gas. I mean, especially when you get out west, oil and gas connects to this whole kind of like cowboy manifest destiny American history. That's all in there. And that all is cultured to really keep the worker at risk, but make them feel like they're doing something patriotic. Now, I'm not going to go through all those complicated social things with a worker, but I am going to show them information. And if they're already a little bit skeptical of that system, when they see information that shows that they're at harm and the information is really credible, and then they have a couple like, bright awareness moments where they're like, oh yeah, I do remember seeing something else like this, they start to put together that they're being screwed over by the oil and gas industry. I guess they think people are stupid enough that everyone's just going to accept that they're being harmed and not care because they're doing a great thing for America and they're a cowboy or whatever. But it's not the case. A lot of people do, and they can't change that maybe because they're in a desperate situation, or they just love making a lot of money, and it's fine to get radioactive sludge on their face. But there's always been someone who stands up and stands out. And it's like a little bit of a chink in the armor. Once some people step out, usually what they do is they send the message along to the coworkers, and then more people come out. And again, I'm excited and interested for the book to come out because I think it lays out so much information, and it will hopefully create a way for even more people to come out. And I'm working with some advocacy groups to try and set up basically a net to catch that, because there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of stories, and we have to figure out a way to get them out. And also, as you point out, to create a world where they do legitimately have better or different opportunities. And that's a lot, that's harder, much, much harder than it sounds.